For the first part of this invention challenge, we're heading back in time. You may think about the past as being a little bit boring with no computers, no internet, no mobile phones, or no game consoles. But not having these kinds of technologies at our fingertips meant that people were more creative than ever. So let's turn back the clock and see what we might discover. So how did inventing begin? From the spoon to the latest mega rocket, we're constantly thinking about how to make our life easier, better, or more fun. Maybe we're simply daydreaming or chatting with a friend when a thought starts forming in our mind and we ask ourselves, what if? That simple question is the spark that has led us on the exciting journey to the modern world, full of ever more sophisticated inventions and complex technology. But who actually came up with all of these ideas? Have a look at some of these invention heroes that have come up with life-changing inventions. Do you know where Thomas Edison was from? He grew up right here in Michigan, in Port Huron. Can you imagine a life without all of these inventions? Paper, light bulbs, airplanes, and computers? These inventors really changed the world. Some inventors work together in teams, and some of them never get famous. But every inventor helps to create the incredible world we live in today. You could be sitting right next to one of the future invention heroes of tomorrow, or you could be one yourself. Michigan is a hub of invention. We already met Thomas Edison in the last slide, who lit up the world with the light bulb. But there are many, many more amazing inventions from Michigan too. Let's find out about them. The car. Did you know that Detroit is also known as the Motor City? That's because of its history of inventing within the car industry. Henry Ford hand-built his first car in 1896. Ransom E. Olds founded the first auto company in Michigan in 1897. In 1924, the three biggest car companies in the world were based in the Detroit area: General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler. Road lines. It's almost impossible to imagine driving on a road without road lines, but even those were invented by someone. In fact, they were invented by Edward N. Hines from Wayne County, Michigan. Cereal. Michigan inventors are great! Post and Kellogg's were both born out of Michigan. At one point, Michigan was home to more than 80 cereal companies. Fiber optic. Donald B. Keck is credited with inventing fiber optic. He grew up and went to university here in Michigan. With his help, we are able to surf the internet at the speed of light. Well, almost. Baby food. What did babies eat before baby food? In 1928, Daniel Frank Gerber Jr. introduced Gerber's baby food. Weekends. Even weekends were invented. Can you believe that weekends didn't always exist? Some people actually invented them. And Henry Ford played a big role in the movement. In 1926, Henry Ford decided to give his staff Saturday and Sunday off, inventing the famous weekend. When humans encounter a problem, we like to come up with a solution. This very unique intelligence is what sets us apart from other animals. For example, many thousands of years ago, someone needed to cross a river to get to the other side. So they invented a bridge. But what did that bridge look like? We don't know for sure, but possibly it was a fallen tree or a plank of wood. Over time, humans made that bridge better and better as we started to discover new materials and technologies. And today, we have all kinds of high-tech bridges that can even open automatically or lift up if a tall boat needs to pass. This is what we call invention evolution, and you never know what's going to come next. What is a patent? A patent is an exclusive right granted to someone for a new invention. The invention must be a new way of doing something or offer a new technical solution to a problem. In June of 2018, the United States Patent and Trademark Office issued its 10 millionth patent. It's not easy to get an idea patented, and it can cost a lot of money and time. But it's worth it if you have come up with a great idea, as it prevents other people from taking your idea. The Industrial Revolution was an era of huge change that happened around 200 years ago. It was when machines really took off and started making many things that were previously made by hand. This was a really exciting time for inventions. Can you make a guess what each of these inventions were used for? Pause this video now, as I'm going to tell you the answers in a second. See if you can figure them out on your own first. Okay, here come the answers. Number 1. A machine to stretch and strengthen fingers for better piano playing. It's called a chirogymnast, and it was invented in 1842. Number 2. A mustache shield designed to keep facial hair out of the way when eating or drinking. This invention was created in 1876. Number 3. A portable hat radio, called the hat radio, for listening to the radio on the go. This invention was created in 1949. How many did you get right? Now it's time to put your silly hat on and get inventive. Not all inventions of the past have been well documented, so sometimes we need to use our imaginations and have a bit of a guess as to what they might be. Have a go at this fun and creative activity and see what invention ideas you can come up with for these odd objects. Once you've completed the Office of Odd Activity, you can move on to the Time Traveler activity. We're going to write down 5 ways life was different 100 years ago. To begin this, you'll need to start to think about these things. How did people travel, eat, sleep, communicate, and play? Where did they live? And what might your street or neighborhood have looked like? Good luck, be inventive, and don't forget to have fun.